Hey garden friends, it's me, Stephanie at the Lost and Funny Farm, and welcome back. So it's been a while since we've been outside and taking a look at the garden, and things have changed out here, like big time. So it's that time of year where we're getting ready for fall planting, and all my seedlings are in my grow room looking quite amazing, if I say so myself. But the outside, oh, it's a big old butterfly over there, y'all. There's an eastern swallowtail, and I'm gonna get over there so y'all can see her, or him, I don't know, but it's pretty. So back to this. I'm gonna show y'all what we got, show y'all what's coming out in the next few days, and then we'll go from there. I got my little harvest basket. Y'all, don't talk about my harvest basket, because listen, my basket is from the Dollar Tree, from the 5-quarter store, and she's doing her thing. Anyway, so let's start at the greenhouse, because this is where we're making some changes, like right off the rip. So let's go. That's not the greenhouse, y'all. I was just showing y'all while I'm opening this gate, because I got a whole gorilla cart in the way, and I'm gonna show you why she in the way and what we've been doing with her for the last few days. Also, Arbor, nobody invited you back here. So did I tell y'all that my dogs have never met chickens on purpose? Because my dogs don't know how to act, so we don't introduce them until they get themselves together. So first of all, we got our little nursery going up here. I do plant perennials. I got lavender, butterfly milkweed. These are Echinacea paradoxa, which is the only yellow cone flower, and it's a perennial. And then these are leeks, lemon balm, rest lemon balm, toothache plant. That's a blackberry lily. For some reason, I got a squash over there that should not be minding this business over here. My chives, it's hot today, y'all, so they need some water. And then over here, my little perennial garden that I started. This is where the tables were, because there's that big pile of pots right there. But the tables were here. I moved that. I got blackberry lily. She's blooming. Mullein, anise hyssop or agastache. And I have some black-eyed Susans. I've already deadheaded them. This is lemon balm mandarina, so that's the one that smells like oranges. You may remember this from such stories as The Front Porch. She had the Sweet Charlies in her, Sweet Charlie strawberries. When I got those strawberries, they already had berries on them, and they were delicious. Okay, do you hear what I'm saying? Delicious. And then I went ahead and I pulled those strawberries off, went ahead and planted those crowns. I was like, I'm so excited, because I'm going to get myself a strawberry greenstalk for my new strawberries, because my other strawberries had been in the stone-colored 7-tier for about 2 years, and they were fine. And then they weren't. So this one, I don't know what's going on. This one, I'm going to say this has nothing to do with the greenstalk. Those berries they were already, I think, too far along when I planted them. And then they just never did anything. So we pulled them all out. Also, you remember in the front, this was 3 tiers, and I had a 4th tier in my garage for this. So I went ahead and filled up the 4th tier and brought it on out. And so here we go. 4 tiers feels like such a good height. I got a bunch of 5 tiers, a few 3 tiers, but 4 tiers feels like just a good height for me. So where we at, y'all? We are in the greenhouse. It is 97 degrees in here with 54% humidity. And I'm going to tell you right here, right off the top, it looks a hot, cold, and a lukewarm mess in here. But the greenhouse is undergoing some changes. I keep showing y'all the bottom of my lips. I don't know why. Y'all don't care about the bottom of my mouth. So, this bed, when I first got the greenhouse, this is what I put in here. My friend sent me a TikTok video with a lady with this bed in it, and she was just sending me the video, and I Googled. I went to the Google and found the bed, and I was like, I have to have this, because it is the bomb.com. It's basically a giant grow bag. It's the same felt materials grow bags, and these separate these PVC pipes is what's giving it its shape, and they help really well. I mean, you think in the heat they would have dry rotted, but they didn't. They held up amazingly, and I'm extremely excited for what I was able to grow in here. We grew onions, leeks, garlic, cabbage, broccoli. We did our thing in this bed, and she got me far, and I love it. So we're currently digging all the soil out because this bed is coming out. Because I'm gonna tell you what, I want to put my table back in here, because although I love the little area we have out here, I wanted to plant my perennials. I wanted to have a perennial garden back here. I want to walk into my greenhouse and walk past flowers and have this stuff just low maintenance, no maintenance. Because honestly, your perennials, besides the cutting back of different perennials at different times and the little bit of maintenance that you have to do, the reward is exponential based on what you had to do to get to it. So I definitely wanted perennials back here. I wanted to come back here and see just how pretty everything was looking without having to do a whole lot. Like, I don't want to spend my whole life back here trying to mess with this. Who threw dandelions back here? Who did it? Who did it? Anyway, probably the kids next door, but it's like a whole dandelion. Like, they didn't even try to blow it. They just picked up the whole plant and just threw it over. But anyway, dandelions actually good. They're actually perennials too. They're native. Also, a lot of people will say perennials and natives are weeds. And weed is a subjective term. Not that weed. Y'all need to calm down. I'm talking about in your garden, in your yard. Weeds only refer to something that you didn't plant or you didn't want. So, black-eyed Susan, your echinacea, your coneflowers, your agastache, which is anise hyssop, your mullein, all these things are considered weeds. Dandelion root is super good for you, but we look at them and we call them weeds. Arbor, stop eating my bean plants. Arbor, stop. Hold on, y'all. Let me pause this for a minute. I'm going to show you my greenstalks that I planted beans in that don't have none on the bottom 2 tiers, because she ain't eating the beans. She's literally eating the plants. Freaking dogs. Anyway, so like I was saying, weeds is a subjective term. It's just depending on how that person feel about it. If you want a well manicured lawn and you're not concerned about nourishing your pollinators, and you just want the English castle type look, get rid of the dandelions. I'm not advocating that. I'm just telling you that's your preference. Ooh, go for it. That's not what I'm doing back here. But anyway, back to the greenhouse. So what I was saying is that because I have this new area set up where I am starting my own nursery and growing all my perennials, like everything you see right here on top of the grill, right on top of the grill, that's gangster. These are perennials, but I'm running out of space on this shelf, because while I love this shelf, I've got some storage right here, but really, because of where my house is facing, my house is south facing and we're in the backyard, so I only have sun on the top shelf. As you see, the second and third and fourth rows are in the shade. So my sun is actually over here, but we're in the afternoon, so I got morning sun. It's wild, but you also need to chase your sun when you're going to plant flowers to know where you're going to get your best light, and so what you can plant in specific let me get these words out, in particular or specific spots. So this is coming out. Honestly, if I could fit my table over this, I would have left this and just had this as a holding spot, like starting seedlings in there, especially in the heat of the summer, where some seedlings could use some shade to get started. The table would have given them shade, and then once they got to a specific size, I would have been able to dig them out and then move them to where they needed to go, especially in the fall. This would have really worked out for fall seed starting when it's too warm outside for me to plant, for me to just start my seeds like flat out outside. They would have been under the table getting some shade, getting some cooler weather from just being undercover. But my table doesn't fit over this. So we're digging this out. Underneath here, I'm sorry y'all, under here, the greenhouse we layered with the weed fabric, and it's worked beautifully. And then we put a little rug up here, and all that has worked beautifully. We actually, it's layered on the outside, but when we put this is the newer greenhouse, when we put this one up to replace the one we had, it was smaller, this bed was already here, so we had to cut around it. And can't you tell we cut around? So there is no protection right there from this random growth that's happening. So I got some ginormous boxes, and once we lift this bed up, and hopefully I'll be able to give this to my friend. Once this bed comes up, I'm going to cover this with the boxes that I got to smother out this extra growth. I don't want this random stuff growing in here. So I'll be able to smother that out. That'll also help. It actually will help improve the soil underneath here. So I'm going to put the boxes down with a slight overlap, cover this up, kill it, wet the boxes, and then I'm going to put mulch on it. And for no particular reason except mulch. I'm not growing nothing on the ground. So, but mulch will help to, it'll break down over time. So the cardboard box will break down over time, and so will the mulch. And it'll improve the soil, because you know I have clay soil in my backyard. And if you don't believe it, let me show you. Yeah, I made a little garden bed here too. But do you see the soil that I dug up? This soil I dug this up 3 days ago. It's flaming hot outside. You see it's still moist and clumpy because it's clay. So I pulled all these tomatoes out of this bed, and I'm glad I did, because what I noticed is that we had a wicked little mealybug infestation going on in here. So I just pulled them up and threw them out there. I didn't put them in my compost, my little compost trash can that I got, because I found myself just pulling plants and just throwing them on the side. And that was real sweet, but having a trash can in the yard to put my yard waste in is really a game changer. That stuff is in there, it's hot, it's composting, it's breaking down. I'm fine with that. But look, let me show y'all some of these peppers that I didn't pull yet, because I can't get over there just yet. These tomatoes, these are early girl tomatoes growing in 5-gallon pots, and they look absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect, not a blemish. Now, this is the Vigo garden bed over here. And can y'all see the mealybugs? Disrespectful. They over everything. So I eventually decided I was just going to stop watering over there. I'm just going to leave that side alone. This is the little bed I got off of Amazon. She doing her third thistle, and I really like it. This is also an early girl. It's 2 early girls. They look absolutely flawless. So this also says to me, stuff growing on this side of the greenhouse and right here in the middle where these tomatoes are, they're fine. The stuff that grows back there in the Vigo garden bed is fine. That's the back, and my neighbor's privacy fence is right there, and that stuff has been fine. The mealybugs is what got me. Once I started seeing the mealybugs, I didn't want to touch it, and I was like, well, like you see that plant is covered in peppers. Let me see if you can see it. It's actually got a significant amount of peppers on there. We wanted our super hot peppers, and I was like, so about that, maybe no. So I just stopped going back there, and that's when I realized, okay, let me get my working space back so that I could put my plants on my table, get this bed out of here. I actually took some of the soil that's in here. Why do I keep having this thing in my mouth? What is the problem? So anyway, I'm going to show you where I took some of this soil, and the rest of the soil, if y'all know me, y'all know I like to keep my my gorilla cart mostly full of soil, because I'm constantly potting stuff up. Also, my policy about the yard is once it comes outside, it never goes back in. So potting stuff up from the soil in the gorilla cart, from this outside soil, is not an issue for me, because whatever I'm potting up out here is going to be out here. And as you see, I'm growing a lot of flowers, so that is what it is. Y'all, I do not know as a harvested ginger. She looked pretty. I actually pulled her from the back. Don't talk about me because this dog crate is right here. I just need to put it. I washed it out and I need to put it back into the garage. But I just set the ginger up there for right now. This monstrosity. See, it's a raised bed right here too. Did y'all know that? I had bulbs in there last season. I pulled all my bulbs out and I was like, I'm gonna grow here. So I'm gonna grow my onions and leeks over here in the fall. Let me talk about something right quick. Mr. Big Daddy has been working between 12 and 16 hours a day, and he's on a 12-day stretch right this minute. So if the grass has not been cut, that is his job. And I'm not saying it's his job, but I'm saying is that this man takes a great deal of pride in his lawn. He don't want nobody else to touch it, which means it's not going to get cut until he cuts it. Like that's his deal. So the lawn going to be like this. And honestly, we got some rain. This is probably good for the lawn anyway, because we had some bald spots, some places that y'all say look boneless. So they really getting the lawn is getting its footing back in some places that needed it. So I'm not gonna complain about that. Anyway, so what's growing out here? This is ridiculous. Underneath there, in a pink pot, like a 16-inch pot that you can't see, that's right there, is snapdragons and black-eyed Susans. But the boysenberry bush ate it. Yeah, that's the whole boysenberry bush, the one that we put in the cage at the beginning of the year. Looking ridiculous. Also, it was spiders all up in there. And I was just tired of boysenberries, and I got tired of picking it. Arbor, get out of my figs. Get from out of there. You are way too busy today, ma'am. Y'all, tell this dog to go somewhere. Go, Arbor. Arbor, stay out of my stuff. Now, what was he saying? So, I'm going to dig this up. If you or somebody you know wants a boysenberry at the end of the season, what we usually do is cut this back hard, and then once she's dormant, if you want this boysenberry, let me know. You are free to come get it, because I can't do this with this boysenberry. Ma'am, Arbor, get your butt out of there. She's so busy today, y'all. Like, I got 4 big dogs, and for one reason, this is the one who can't get herself together. Anyway, also something that's probably going to leave. This is Feijoa, or pineapple guava. She grows beautifully every year, and then she dies back, and then keeps growing back beautifully. Where's my fruit? Oh, you don't see it? Me neither. Right. So, that's going to have to go. This monstrosity here is the LSU Gold Fig. And we come out here and get crazy amount of figs off of her every single day. And I don't know if y'all can see all up in there, but she covered in figs. Here, let me just show you this branch right here. She covered in figs. So they're going to get big, they're going to turn purple, and they're going to get soft, and I'm going to pick them. And y'all, I'm trying to be that girl. I made some strawberry fig jam. I made it myself. Yeah, I'm going to be that lady. Anyway, back to this. You all may remember also that, right beside this in a 15-gallon pot, in the 15-gallon pot is the Violetta de Bordeaux fig. And she is behind the 8 ball, but I guess she also wanted to come to the party. I mean, you can't be this close to greatness and not get a little jealous. So she's putting on some figs now too. Plum trees, peach trees, they look good. No complaints with those. But what was I saying? Y'all may remember that these greenstalks were so close together. Every time I turned them, everything was slapping into each other. It was becoming a mess and a half. Also, some of them were not level. They were sturdy, but they could have been better. So we went back. I took down every tier. Now, taking down these tiers is a lot of work, and I don't suggest it. I don't suggest it unless you have to do it. I had some things that needed to come out that we couldn't just even pull out. We tried to, but we was tearing the greenstalk to pieces trying to pull it out. For example, the African marigolds. My African marigolds got about 3 feet tall. They were beautiful, majestic as you can, just beautiful. The root system on them is crazy. But I mean, honestly, you can't expect to have something 3 feet tall that doesn't have a good enough root system to keep it sturdy, to keep it upright. It needed to have some good footing, no matter where it would be. So we had to take the tiers down to get those out. Once we got them out, we went ahead and amended the soil. We fluffed it up, added more soil back to it where it had gotten low, and then I watered everything in. And I only watered, these green stalks are empty. The only reason I watered them is because we're going to be planting out for fall soon. And I use organic granular fertilizer. That takes a while to break down, and it also needs water to activate it. So I figure I'm going to be planting mid to late August. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and amend these, throw some fertilizer in there, water it, let it start breaking down in the soil. So it'll already be ready for my plants by the time I put them in the soil, right, in the green stalks. So I'm also going to use my pre-plant concoction that I made, which is the grinds from the wrinkle. I know some other people have a meal, the food meal. I have a wrinkle. It's exactly the same thing, just about $400 less. So anyway, look it up. It's REENCLE. It's just like the meal. So anyway, I use the wrinkle food grinds. I add bone meal, blood meal, organic all-purpose balanced balanced granulated fertilizer, and worm castings. I mix all that together, and that is my pre-plant. I mix those together, my bone meal and my blood meal, in equal amounts, because everything needs bone meal and blood meal. But your leafy greens are going to need blood meal. That is your nitrogen. But everything needs it because your phosphorus, which is your bone meal, also encourages healthy roots and shoots. So you definitely need some phosphorus to encourage having healthy roots. And then once that comes on out, or once my plants finish eating that, after that they'll get the food meal, the food wrinkle grinds, blood meal, and organic granulated all-purpose balanced fertilizer. Now this dog think she is coming in this garden. She is not. She is not. And I know y'all saw some stuff growing in the green stalks, but what I did is I put some beans in there, and my Dusty Miller still in there, and I still got some bunch of onions in there. But for the most part, I see the stone one. That's where all my strawberries were, and that's where they lived at for years. And I pulled all of them out. And let me tell you what I did. Why? So the strawberries, they were June bearing. And you know, with your June bearing strawberries, first you get your initial flush at the beginning of the spring, and everything is cool in the game. And you know they're going to stop, and then they're going to come back sometime in June, which is exactly what happened-ish. We got our initial flush, and we were very excited. My husband's parents came. We gave them all our strawberries, and we were like, we good. We're going to get some more anyway. So about that, we did not. We got 3 more strawberries in June and July. But why is what you're asking me. Why do we only get 3 more? Well, we only got 3 more because each pocket was packed. Now this is the 7-tier green stalk, which allows for 42 planting spaces. Y'all, these dogs. Opie said he looking at something. Arbor said she's sitting down. She's taking a seat. But they allow for 42 planting spaces. So there's 6 tiers. 7 tiers, 6 pockets on each tier. I originally started with 42 plants. That's what I put in there. And I said to myself, what we're going to do, we're going to go through and we're going to take out the best looking ones, and then we're going to replant 42. When I tell y'all, when I took down the first 2 tiers, I had over 60 strawberry crowns off the first 2 tiers. And I said, okay, as I was going and I was seeing that Each pocket had 3 and 4 and 5 crowns in it. I said, this is why I'm not getting any strawberries, because they're overcrowded in here. These roots don't have nowhere to go. And that was another challenge, getting those out of there and fighting through that. Once I got those strawberries out, the amount of soil I had to replace in this green stalk was magnanimous, because it was so many roots in each pocket, just eating my soil. And I ain't mad. That means we did a great job growing them, but they got growing and they got so out of control that they choked each other out. And yeah, we don't choke people around here on purpose. On purpose, not on purpose. We don't choke people around here, and we definitely don't choke strawberries. Like, we not in the business of that. Sorry, y'all. I know y'all said, why is she coming back? I just walked to the garden, but I forgot my harvest basket, so and back this way I go to get my basket from the 5-quarter store that is doing the job. Basket, because if I'm walk through here, y'all may as well go ahead and collect some stuff and things. Also, I have dogs chasing me. Where you going? They're not coming in here though, because Opie, the brown one, he got himself in here sometime over the summer. And when I tell you, he came in here and walked through my corn and sat down. And when I came home, I found some of my corn stalks just laid down, just chilling in the cut like what? Because he just slapped his hips up there like it was his seat. Okay, sorry y'all. All right, where we at? So I got a new bed. Y'all might remember I had a ginormous grow bag right here, and the grow bag was 4 feet by 2 feet. It had nothing to hold the shape like the other one in the greenhouse does. It just was floppy, and it didn't have no shape, and it had no form to it, and it just made me feel like I was going to scream all the time. So I've had this one for months. This one's from Vajiga. It's 5 by 2 and 17 or 18 inches tall. I think 17 inches tall. I love it. It's a good height. I love it. So if you look, it is just about level with my other beds. So this is a good height for me. I can't sit on the edge of it like I can sit on these beds, but we intentionally built these little side seats so we could sit down when we was out here. Arbor, get out of there. Get out of there. Anyway, back to the lecture at hand. So, I know we talked about saving seeds last time, and so you might see some stuff in here that's dying. And what I'm letting it do is I'm letting it go to seed. These are black-eyed Susans, so I'm letting them drop their seeds. This is Gomfrena, not necessarily cold-hearted because it's the annual here, but I'm allowing it to drop its seeds, and hopefully we get something from there next year. I plan to plant Gomfrena back in that pot again. It's at the front of my garden, and I love how it looks. So if the seeds that's in there resprout, I'll be excited. Otherwise, I'm just going to put more Gomfrena in there, so I'm not losing anything. We have a Kajari melon. I don't know if I showed y'all that we were growing melons and cucumbers on the fence line. And I'm absolutely adoring having it here. Like, this is so precious. I love it. I mean, it's not like everybody can't see what we're growing, but I just feel like what a way to enter the garden with so many cucumbers greeting you. And because this is my second sowing of cucumbers, they don't have nearly, they don't look nearly as rough as the first set does. And because it's time for this stuff to come out. For example, my black-eyed peas. They look tremendous. Look at this. Look beautiful. But I need them to dry on the vine, which means I can't really do nothing with this plant until these dry. Now, I can take them, like these almost dry. They're not quite papery enough. They almost dry, but they're not dry enough for me to take them. And if I take this plant out, then I lose all the growth that I have. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one, she crispy. Can you see? She crispy like paper. Can you hear it? Yeah, she crunchy. She ready. But I will lose the rest of them, so I've got to finish letting this dry. letting this go and ripen all the way on the vine. But as you see, the vine is starting to die back. So it's coming to the end of its life. And I'm just going to go ahead and let these dry up. Fine, great, out of the way. These are also beans. So I'm not going to wear myself too heavily about having to amend this bed. If I pull these out late, the beans would have already returned some nitrogen back to this bed. And then there's lima beans on that side. And they are drying nicely. So if you see, I can pull these off now. And see, they crispy. So they can go. And if I wanted to just go ahead and rip this plant out, I can. I also have snapdragons in here, so I won't rip that out. So when I get to ripping, I know I'm saying rip, but I will be taking my time with it. This is the bed, our first bed that had all the peppers in it. We pulled all the peppers out. We got a ton of peppers. And then the basil started getting, whoa. This is basil you're looking at, y'all. Oh, and my Mexican sunflower, that Tithonia rotofunda. So anyway, but as I was saying, the peppers start getting shaded out by the basil, and we already had so many peppers, and I was like, I can go ahead and pull these out and start getting this ready. Now I know y'all looking at this and saying, what's she gonna do with that parsley? Ain't that the parsley from last year? Well, look, it is with this parsley. So you may remember me talking about a little while ago. I was telling y'all about the butterflies out here. We have the eastern swallowtail. So that's that big one that everybody keeps thinking is a monarch. It's big. It's got big yellow wings. She's majestic. Or he. This is this parsley is the host plant caterpillars. So wait, where are you at? Where are you at? Right there. If you are interested in growing your caterpillars, helping them have a place for them to lay their babies, then you're going to have to donate some of your space and leave this. This is a parsley plant. It got super huge. We cut it back. And yes, I let it bolt on purpose for this reason, because these butterflies, host plants, are umbral plants. So that means, see, their flowers are shaped like umbrellas. And you'll see this on parsley, dill, carrots, fennel. That is the host plants to these butterflies. So here I go. I let them go. Look at the little one right there. Hey, little baby. You're so little. So I'm not saying you got to do that. I'm saying if you want to help proliferate your pollinators, your butterfly population, you are going to have to donate some of your space to doing that, and let them live on a plant that you probably want to pull, or you probably saying that's in my way. Now let's talk about this leaf-footed bug. This the honey and his friends, and I know leaf-footed bugs are boys, because only dude bugs would do this kind of business. Okay, walk all over your stuff all season long, just stomping all over my tomatoes, just disrespectful, sucking holes in my tomatoes. I bought some tomatoes in the house that had a hole in it, and I could stick my fist through it, and I was like, well, why would you do this? Because y'all disrespectful. Anyway, so what I was saying a few days ago is, whatever is going to be ripe this week in terms of these tomatoes is what I'm taking. And then the tomatoes are gone, and the plants are gone. Okay, I have to start clearing this stuff out, and we've been moving and clearing out a lot of stuff, but I can't keep these here forever. I'm terrible. I have no business having hands. So, like you see, this is a Chadwick cherry. Huge plant. She got out of control. She's all over the place. She starts from this red grow bag, and this is her all up here, all over here, all hanging over the fence into the streets. Yeah, she in them streets. And listen, I don't appreciate that. I didn't raise my babies to be in these streets, yet there they are. So, like I said, we get tomatoes that are blushing. Hopefully you can see that. Did I pick the right one? Yeah. So see, the one beside it is super duper green, and this one's blushing. So this one goes. That Amish paste back there, she right there. Not yet blushing. She got to the end of the week to get some color on them butt cheeks, and then if she don't, she out of here. Also, more basil. So pretty much everywhere I was growing anything, there was some basil growing next to it. But the basil, man, the basil just wanted to do what it wanted to do. So I let it do what it wanted to do. Look at this. You probably can't really tell the scale of what I'm looking at right here. But that's basil. That's basil mixed in with some eggplant and some okra. Yeah. I let them get big. The bees have absolutely loved them. The butterflies have loved them. The wasps really like them. Y'all, did y'all hear what I said? I'm out here advocating for wasps. Not really. But the wasps do jobs in your yard, just like any other pollinator. And we're not giving them the credit for it. Although they will fight you for your stuff. Like, this is my stuff. This is my tomatoes. This my stuff, Mr. Wasp. But you want to fight me, though. Anyway. So, what's next? What's coming down next? So, every single day, we have to come out here and get okra and eggplant. The okra don't be playing, y'all. Let me show you. How we picked this yesterday. If I don't get this one today, it's going to be the size of my hand tomorrow. This one they're going to be monsters, and so I have to get them right now. I'm also starting to get powdery mildew on my plants. There's got to be aphids or something over here. Oh no, look at my, see y'all? I see why these ants over here, because there are a colony of mealybugs. I don't know where these are coming from or why, but let me stomp on you right quick so that you and your friends can't keep living here. I don't know why I suddenly have mealybugs, but they are have moved in, and I'm not appreciated. Like, we fought aphids last year in the house in the grow room, and then all of a sudden mealybugs want to be out here minding my business for me. Can y'all see this? This eggplant I'm about to cut off. They got mealybugs on it. This is slightly depressing. Hold on, I dropped it. Y'all, we not gonna eat this. Let me throw this in my pickup pile. That's my pile of stuff that we gotta come back through and pick up at the end of the season. I try to let some of that stuff overwinter because some of your pollinators will also need to live in there. These little piles. The sky. We were looking at the sky. Just admire the sky for 5 minutes. So, I got one. Now I gotta look through here, the jungle, to see if it's any more. But I'm gonna come back and get this, y'all, because I'm talking myself to death. And honestly, I'm ready to go. I'm not ready to go, but you know what I mean. I'm ready to move forward. But while I'm here, this actually puts me on the backside of these lima beans. And I had some, what am I doing? Why are y'all constantly looking up my nose? At this point, I'm pretty sure you all have seen my brains and probably can read my thoughts, because I have everybody all up inside of my head. So here we go. Oh, y'all, listen. Gardening is beautiful. And sure, it's got some glamour to it. You know, you out here growing your stuff. And people are like, ooh, girl, how you do that? Let me get some. I love it. Absolutely love it. But what I had to learn is, I'm be sticking my hands in places, like Usher said, that I've never seen. You know what I mean? But not what he mean. I mean, I don't know what's down here walking around. But if I'm going to get these lima beans, if I'm going to get my harvest, I'm going to have to stick my hands down in a place that I can't necessarily see the bottom of. And I'm also no fan of gloves. Do I have them? Absolutely do. Look. Look. There they go. And here's my hand. There's a glove. Here's my hand. There's a glove. Here's my hand. Any questions? No. Sometimes I just can't bring myself to put them on. I have some more eggplant in here to pick. That absolutely look perfect. But I'm going to get those later because I ain't trying to go all the way over there. This Mirsaki. Wait. This Mirsaki sweet potato in a 7-gallon grow bag. That is one slip. This is one slip in a 20-gallon grow bag that's underneath there. See that? Sweet potatoes trying to grow on my lantana. Rude. So here is, ooh, do I see some germination? I think I do. A little bit. So I came out here the other day and I planted some carrots. She said, "You have to go. I'm so sorry. You can't be here." I planted some carrots. So this is Danvers 126. 2 rows. So 2 rows here. The middle is the Lila Lucerne, and those are the purple carrots with the orange inside. And then the last 2 rows are the Uzbeki, and they are like a thick, kind of stout, gold-colored carrot. Now, I know y'all can't see this, but I'm going to try to get as close as I can. Y'all see it? Y'all see it? Y'all see it? Oh my goodness. Y'all, this is my first time growing carrots in a bed. So this bed had potatoes in it. We amended it. We left it alone in preparation for the carrots. It's happening. Now, over here to the beans. Let me show you what's happening. Okay? Don't talk about me. I don't know what to do. So if anybody has any good suggestions that don't require me touching this thing, then I would happily take those suggestions. So, here we go. Got beans. Now, y'all know we grew so many beans this spring and summer. I mean, so many beans. The ones I got in the greenstalks are just for kicks and giggles. Honestly, we got gallons and gallons and gallons and gallons of beans this year. So much that we were giving people gallons of beans. I love how they look hanging down in here. This whole little atmosphere is really special, right? Coming under here, picking your stuff. We had a great time with it. Look at the cucumbers. Can y'all see them? And that cucumbers and melons everywhere. I got watermelons growing back here and cantaloupe. But picking these pole beans was really something special. Me and my husband had a great time coming out here. Mr. Big Daddy, you know, we grab our basket and we get home and we coming outside and we be under here for the longest, just picking beans. Just picking beans. I'm gonna show y'all the beans I just picked up since I've been standing here running my mouth. And how big they are. Just beans. But we have a visitor. And so some of these beans aren't necessarily big because we can't get in here. Do y'all want to see my visitor? Wait. Raise your hand if you want to see the visitor. Matter of fact, in the comments, just type visitor. I'm going to show you anyway, though. Deep breath. Deep breath. I got a woo-saw. I got to get my whole life together to walk over there. We only can get so close, y'all. And I'm going to tell you why. It's a spider. It is Charlotte. From the web. Yeah, the chick that you read about, it's her. When she first got over here, she was like an inch big. Now she got a social security number. And I can't deal with this, y'all. I am very afraid of spiders. And I need to know what to do. I have to get her out of here. For one, we have to pick our beans. For two, we have to pull down. It's time for all this to go. Look at this, y'all. This is all beans on this side. This is all melons and cucumbers on this side, and they merged all at the top. So we also growing cucumber. Took me 2 years. Let me see if I can show you some better ones. They're everywhere though. These are called mouse melons or Mexican gherkins or cucamelon. So we're able to get a lot. Okay, here she go. Here she go. Here she go. Look, I'm not gonna take you over there long. This is not a field trip. Oh, you might can't see her. Let me. Oh. Y'all, it's some ginormous beans right here. This is a bag of potatoes that we need to harvest that we can't even get. Also, oh my Lord, Becky, the beans at the bottom of this cattle pit. Let me see if I can get my hand over here. Let me see if I can get at least one of these. Y'all, these are not the yard long beans. Let me show y'all what I just pulled off. It's ridiculous. Sorry, I'm holding my phone on the tripod and trying to pick with the other hand. It's too much motion in here. And, you know, when you start making too much motion, Charlotte's Web over there, she start running. Y'all, what is this? This is my face next to a bean. Because we have been unable to really get in there and pick like we wanted to. I need to know what to do about this spider, y'all. I have to get her out of here. For one, so I could harvest all of my beans and get the rest of what I'm going to get for this season. Like the harvest I'm getting, whatever's ready now is it. But I can't get all of it because she right there. And she responds to motion because that's how she knows something is over there. She need to go get. Look at her moving. About to run. Stand still, girl. Stand still. You ain't got nowhere to go. That's the wind blowing at me. Y'all see her moving. Y'all watch her while I try to get these beans over here because listen, I can't do everything. At this point, harvesting beans is a 20-man job. I need 19 people to watch the spider. Wow, just the one of me gets these beans. Oh my goodness. Y'all, these beans are so big. They are obscene. Like, this is embarrassing big. Like, these beans all the way is like, what is your problem? You've left us out here unattended for a while. Y'all watch the spider. Are y'all watching the freaking spider while I'm trying to get these beans? Please tell me y'all watching. I don't want nothing to happen. And then I don't know what to tell my mama. Or nobody can tell her the story of how I died under a cattle panel next to a spider who don't even bother people. Y'all don't bother people. Okay? I'm afraid of spiders. That spider don't care about me. So anyway, let me show you the beans I just pulled out. Besides the colossal monster bean, here's some more. We got purple potted pole beans and rattlesnake beans. And they are stupid big. I need somebody to tell me what to do with the spider, okay? This is as far as we're going to go back in the yard. Hopefully, let me pick it through there. Y'all see the corn? First of all, don't tell me this ain't a little oasis right here. This little fairy village I got going. But y'all see the corn? She pretty. That's our second succession of corn. The first one we did very well. And as soon as it came out, I said, we're not going to plant both beds. That was a lot. But we planted one bed with 75. We only planted 75 seeds this time instead of 229 like we did the other one, or 228. And before we go, we already got a cantaloupe we got in the house. Here is another cantaloupe. Yep. And then there's one over there. She's turning orange. We have cucumbers that have bound themselves all the way out here. And y'all look real close. That is, see that? That black is a sugar baby watermelon. And there's some more over there because they've thrown themselves over there. But like I said, whew, I get a little nervous out here sometimes. Cucumbers everywhere. I got to get over there and get them. I have to walk this way to get my cucumbers because I can't go through anymore. So we're going to start right here. I sure would like to thank y'all for joining me today and coming to see where we at in this garden, in this process, how we flipping stuff over and get, I'm ridiculous, how we flipping the garden over and getting ready for the fall. I do need to show y'all my seedlings upstairs in the grow room. I'm ready to bring those outside. I raised the umbrella on the deck so I can bring this stuff out and sit it on the deck. But once I get my table back in the greenhouse, I'll be able to bring this stuff out there and then zip up the greenhouse. And that way, while those things are finishing up in preparation of planting time, I'll be able to keep, what is that? Oh, I'll be able to keep the cabbage worm off of it if I go ahead and close the greenhouse up. So that is the plan for right now. So we're going to come back in a few days once I've got the greenhouse done and show you the progress we made, how it's looking, which it really ain't going to be no different. It's just going to look like how it does now, but the table going to be where that bed is. But please, y'all, I beg of you, please, tell me what to do with the spider. It has got to go. I want to get my stuff out of here. I don't want to kill this spider, but tell me what to do. What would you do? How would you get rid of it? Especially knowing that let me not say my harvest is in jeopardy, but I need to get it. So tell me what to do to get him out of, or her out of here. She lived a good long life in here. She's grown up in here. She went through puberty and maturity and all that right in this spot, but she in my way. I'm back under here, y'all, trying to get some of these beans that's at the top that's not affecting the spider. But a bunch of them at the bottom are so big because we've been just unable to really get to them. And we've really been trying to not bother the spider. And mainly because this spider, see how she all splayed out like that and standing still? That's because she lets mosquitoes and stuff run into her. She don't go seeking out the bug. They run into her. She casts a nice big net, draws a pretty picture on it, writes a nice message. Hi, I'm Spider. What's your name? And then everybody that comes over to come speak to her gets caught in her little web of deceit. Because this is not a friendly welcome over to the house. This is a trap. You are going to live in the spider web until she eats you. But anyway, like I said, she's not interested in people. She's not interested in biting people. She eats bugs. I don't know what to do with this spider, y'all. Help. Okay. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Hopefully y'all can hear me this time. I got on my trusted Dusty hand dating microphone, and we'll go from there. Anyway, we'll see y'all soon in the next video. Bye.